Okay, so we're going to start off on our knees, and I want you to place both hands out to either side. So you're stretching those fingertips down towards the floor. Now you're going to take your left ear down towards your left shoulder. We just want to take a deep breath in and out, and just let that head fall down towards that left side. You're going to take that left hand and very gently place it on top of the right hand side of your head, and gently bring that ear a little bit closer down towards the shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay, now we're just going to very gently push our head against that hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just gently bring that head a little bit closer towards our shoulder. Okay, gently release. And we're going to take our head over towards our right hand side of the body. So take that ear down towards the right shoulder. Take some deep breaths here. Really thinking about sitting up nice and tall. Okay, now we're going to take that right hand and place it on the left hand side of our head, and we're just going to very gently pull our head down a little bit closer to that shoulder. So take a nice deep breath. Remember, breathing is really going to help to relax those muscles and stretch them that little bit further. Okay, so we're going to just push against that hand very lightly with our head for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax and pull that head slightly closer to that shoulder. And gently release. Okay, now we're going to take that head towards the right hand side and bring our chin down, tuck it in, and do some half neck rolls around to the left and to the right. You're going to draw some circles with those with your nose to the right hand side and round the other way. If any of this causes you any pain, please do stop. Just go at your own pace and comfort. Okay, so now we're going to come onto a tabletop position. So your shoulders are stacked on top of those wrists, your hips are stacked on top of the knees. I'm going to do some cat-cow. So you're going to suck the belly button in, nice and tight. Breathe all the air out. Push the spine as high to the ceiling as you can. I'm going to drop the belly down to the floor. Spread the collarbones. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in and out as you push the spine, push away from the ground. Breathe all the air out. Chin to chest. And drop the belly back down to the floor as you inhale. Spread the collarbones and breathe out. Raise that spine all the way to the ceiling again. Chin to chest, tuck the tailbone. Spread those shoulder blades and drop it back down. Spread the collarbones. Chin up. And bring it back to center. Okay, now we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take our right hand in between our left hand and our left knee, and you're just going to use the weight of your body just to relax into this nice stretch. You should feel a nice stretch in the upper part of your back. You're going to take your left hand and just reach past your right hand, or you can just hold it up here, whatever's most comfortable. I'm just going to take some deep breaths here. As you breathe out, just let that chest sink into the ground a little bit further, just to deepen that stretch. Just let your body weight do all the work here. One more deep breath. And out. Good. Okay, now bring it back in. Reach yourself up. We're going to do the other side, so take that left hand through between your right hand and your right knee. Just let your chest sink into the ground. We're going to reach that right hand past our left hand and take some deep breaths here. Remember just to let all your body weight do the work as you sink into the ground. Deepen that stretch. Okay, now walk that hand back. Now we're going to just take those hands forwards. We're going to come into our child's pose. So we're just going to let that chest sink down into our thighs. We're going to come up onto our fingertips and we're going to walk those hands round to the left hand side of the mat, just past the mat. And we're going to do some deep breaths here. Just let the chest sink into the ground. You should feel a nice deep stretch on the right hand side of your body. One more deep breath. I'm going to walk those hands back. I'm going to take it over to the right hand side. So come up onto your fingertips. So we're creating that space just to allow our chest to sink a little bit further into the ground and feel a nice deep stretch on the left hand side of your body. Just take some deep breaths here. Just let that chest sink nice and heavy into the ground. Okay, now walk those hands back to center. Now you're just going to let your bum come just in line with those knees. So just stack just with the knees. You're going to push those arms out nice and straight. Get that chest down towards the ground. And we're going to just let our chest sink into the ground here. You should feel a nice deep stretch either in your shoulders or your back. Different people will feel this slightly differently. Just hold it here for a few deep breaths. Just really try and allow those muscles to relax. It might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but as you breathe through it, you'll start to feel those muscles relax and just sink into the stretch. Okay, now we're going to bend those arms, and I want you to place those hands behind the back of your head so you can just interlace those fingers, and you should feel a nice deep stretch in the back of your arm, so in your triceps. We'll take some deep breaths here. Good. And just slowly release, so straightening those arms and gradually walking those hands back. Okay, now we're going to take our right foot forwards next to our right hand. We're just going to open up that chest, turn those shoulders to face the knee, take a nice deep breath in here. And as you breathe out, just bring that hand back down to the floor and just sink that chest down a little bit further. You should feel the stretch on the inside of that hip or in the front of the hip. So here you can either come down onto your elbows or you can just hold it at the top, wherever you feel is comfortable for you, wherever you feel is allowing you to get the most out of this stretch. One more deep breath here. If you feel like you need to spend longer in these stretches, please do. You can either just pause the video or Just go at your own pace. Okay, now walk those hands back. Now you're going to place the palm of your hand on the inside of that right knee and rotate your shoulders to face the opposite way. Really think about lengthening that spine, so keeping that chest up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in here and out. Maybe push your knee slightly further away. Allow that sole of the foot to come off the ground. This is probably my favorite stretch. Okay, gently release. Then you're going to place both hands on either side. And you're just going to straighten that front leg. Now you might find that you can't keep your hands on the floor for this while you straighten that front leg, and that's completely fine. Either just keep your legs slightly bent or just place your hands on some blocks. Okay, so we're just going to flex that front foot, so raise those toes towards our chest and take some deep breaths here. You should feel a nice deep stretch in the back of your legs, so in your hamstrings and your calves. Take some deep breaths here. Good, so we're going to push that knee down towards the ground. Really feel the stretch. Okay, so we're going to take it forwards, take a nice deep breath in, take those arms up, lift your chin and take it back down towards the ground. Bow that head, bring that leg back, and we're going to go up again. So take a nice deep breath in and take it back down to the floor. Just sink those hips back and stretch out the leg. Just take another deep breath here. Good. Okay, now we're going to take that foot down, turn it in towards the body. We're going to come into a pigeon pose. We'll do the left hand side in a little bit. You're just going to hold it up here for a second. So take a deep breath here. This time, as you take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, you maybe sink a little bit further down toward the floor. If that's too much, then just hold it up at the top. You can even take your hands out a little bit further if you want to deepen the stretch further, wherever you feel is comfortable for you, wherever you're getting the most out of the stretch. Take a deep breath in here and out. Good, another deep breath. Slowly walk those hands back. Okay, so now we're going to switch legs. So take that leg back onto your tabletop, and we're going to take our left foot forwards next to our left hand. We're going to sink that hip down towards the ground. We're going to open up our chest towards that left knee. Take a deep breath in and out as you bring that hand down. And maybe come down into that stretch a little bit further. Take some deep breaths here. Wherever you feel is comfortable for you. One more deep breath here. Good, okay. We're going to walk those hands back. We're going to place our palm on the inside of that knee. And we're going to rotate those shoulders, lengthening that spine, taking a deep breath here. Allowing that sole to come off the ground as we exhale and push that knee away, nice and gently. One more deep breath. going to take those hands on either side of our foot. We're going to sink those hips back. Try to keep those hips on top of the knee. And just flex that foot to get a nice deep stretch in the back of our leg. Take a deep breath here. Allowing that chest to just come a little bit closer with each breath. Looking forward, spine nice and tall. Good. So make sure you're pushing that knee down towards the ground to really get most out of the stretch in the back of the leg. Okay, so we're going to come up, take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out and sit back onto our heel. Take a nice deep breath in again. And sit back into that hamstring stretch. Bow the head. Okay, now we're going to take that foot into a pigeon pose. So nice and slow. You might need to play around with your positioning. Find where feels best for you, where you feel the tightness. We're going to take some deep breaths here. On our next deep breath, you're going to bow down if you can, either onto your elbows or take those hands out in front, or just hold it at the top, wherever is comfortable. Take a nice deep breath. One more breath here. And just hold it for one more, I think. Just to really allow those muscles to relax. Okay, now walk those hands back. And we're going to come straight up into our down dog position. So just walking those calves out. Pushing away from the mat with those shoulders. And we're going to place our left foot behind our right ankle. And you're just going to allow that to assist the stretch down the back of our leg in our calf. So first we're going to come up onto our tiptoe and drop that heel down. Take some deep breaths here. Good, now just bend that knee slightly and you should feel a stretch in the deeper part of that calf, so your soleus muscle. So this is the muscle just behind the big calf muscle, so the gastrocnemius. Okay, and now we're going to come onto the other side. So take that foot back. Twisted socks. Take that foot behind the left foot, just behind the ankle, and we're going to come up onto our tiptoe and slowly drop that heel down to the ground as you exhale. Just allow that foot to assist the stretch a little bit further. Don't worry if you can't get your heel towards straight onto the ground. Bend that knee slightly. Okay, and release. Now we're going to take our right foot or right leg back, away from the body. Just hold it up, push it away from the ground. We're going to bend that leg and open up down the right side of our body. You should feel a nice deep stretch all the way down the front. Bring that nose to knee and place it back down to the floor. Same on the other side, so take that left foot back, push away from the mat, take that foot back over to the right hand side and just allow your chest to open up, pushing away from the mat. Bring that nose to knee and down to the ground. So just walk it out here. And we're going to come into plank position. Slowly lower yourself down to the ground as you wish. Either come up into a half cobra or a full cobra. We're just going to rotate those shoulders over to the left hand side and the right hand side. Allowing those hips to sink into the ground and back to center. Now sit back on those heels into your child's pose and let those shoulders relax a little bit. Okay. Now just to finish off, we're going to come down into our seated position. And you're going to open, actually there's one stretch that we missed, so we're going to come back down onto the ground. Place those arms out to the side. Okay, so now slowly lower yourself down to the ground, and now we're going to place those hands out to either side. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to take that down towards the right hand. You can use your left hand to push this stretch a little bit further. It should give you a nice deep stretch in your chest. So just hold this here for one more deep breath. And now we're going to push into the ground with that shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and out, and maybe push that stretch a little bit further and gently release. Then we'll take it over to the other side. So bring that right hand in, left hand out to the side. You're going to take the right foot towards the left hand. Use your right hand to assist you here if you want to push that stretch a little bit further. We're going to push that shoulder into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And slowly push that stretch a little bit deeper on the exhale. And release. And we're going to come up into a child's pose. Just relax. Those shoulders down towards the ground. Okay, we're going to come into our seated position to finish off. So cross-legged or heels to heels, toes to toes. And we're just going to push those knees down towards the ground. You can maybe use your elbows to deepen that stretch a little bit further. Take a deep breath in here and out as you maybe push that stretch a little bit further. Lower that head down. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of the body. Up. You're going to hug those knees in nice and tight. Really squeeze nice and tight. And relax. And you're done.